see Dunkirk. And before we even get onto this review, I'm going to say something. Why hasn't Christopher Nolan been nominated for a Best Director award at the Oscars? The films he makes are brilliant. Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, Inception, Interstellar. He can't seem to make a bad film. And then he takes Dunkirk and makes it amazing. It is. So, it's basically the plot of Dunkirk, like, men are trapped, and it's told from the perspective of three stories. The everyday soldiers, like Theon Whitehead's Tommy and Harry Styles' Alex, out on the beaches. Also told, there's another perspective told from the perspective of Mark Rylance's Mr. Dawson and his two sons. And the third perspective is Tom Hardy's RAF pilot Farrier. And what can I say? It could be confusing, but they're all really well done. But I think I should get rid of the bad thing about this film. The only bad thing. Some scenes are like, for example, well, this is basically spoilers, so if you haven't watched the film, go watch it first. And really, the one bad thing is like, on some scenes, Mr. Dawson and his sons are in are on are at day. The scene is filmed at day, but at Dunkirk it's at night, and that makes no sense at all. But but yeah, that's the only bad thing I have wrong with this. And what's very good about this is that there's barely any dialogue in this film. No one talks a lot, which usually would mean just a boring film. But a lack of dialogue means the atmosphere is so tense. I mean, most war movies are meant to be tense because and right from the get go, there's already gunshots. And the good thing about this film is that Christopher Nolan barely wants to use any CGI. So if he wants to blow stuff up, he'll blow stuff up for real. And honestly, it's alright. We, in terms of acting, it is very, very good. I'm not surprised. Theon Whitehead is a newcomer as well as Harry Styles, even though he's not a newcomer. All he did is get in the film, audition like everyone else, so more girls could see it and get the film more money. Not really, but I'm guessing that's how it went. But he Theon Whitehead and Harry Styles, along with another one of the people, and Barnard, they all are like, they're all nervous. I mean, Barnard's character, Gibson, barely talks, but because he's so frightened. I mean, this is a traumatizing experience. It is just a traumatizing experience. And moving on to the other, Mark Rylance was fresh from being the BFG last year. He re- he really he really gave a good performance. He had two sons, which was all that they played all right. George sadly died to the side of Murphy's shivering soldier, who was basically very, very scared. And I've seen a couple of reviews for this, and they're basic bad reviews, and they're basically saying, what did they spend the money on? But really, all you have is, because they're saying all you have is planes, boats, men on the beach, and and you can call it Dunkirk. But really, this film is more than that. The fact that the Germans aren't wasting any tanks because they need to use they're using planes because it works better. I mean, the scenes are very tense, dramatic. Like when all the soldiers are in the boat, an empty boat, and they're just waiting for the tide to come in. The gunshots come, and they're just trying to shut up. And and Harry Styles' character thinks Barnard's character is a spy, even though he's French. But this film is just so tense right from the get go. you almost feel sorry for everyone that dies, and it rightly so. This film is just amazing. I mean, it's an empty beach, sure, but it's all right. It's a good film. And when since the last ship blew up, oil's onto everyone, and one of the German planes decides to go crash bang down into the sea, which basically results in a massive fire. And it's just a brilliant, brilliant film. Isn't it? And the ending, well, everyone gets back home. Fionn Whitehead's character reads off Winston Churchill's famous speech. We shall fight in the beaches, we shall fight in the yada yada yada, we shall never surrender. And only two characters remain at the end on Dunkirk. Kenneth Branagh's officer decides to stay to help the French because no one else is helping him, which is fair enough. And Tom Hardy, who was out of fuel, managed to land on the beach rather than on the sea and stop the Germans from blowing using the plane. Like I said, go watch the film. He decides to burn it, and he ends up getting captured. It's fair enough. I I swear, if this film does not get an Oscar, I know it's not Oscar season, but this film deserves an Oscar. I don't know, visual effects, best director, acting, it deserves one anyway. I would give it a nine out of 10, because I've done a film review already on my channel, Transformers: The Last Night, and like I said, I only like last night it was hyped for, and that's understandable. But unlike last night, it lived up to the expectations we all had. This was a film you had Christopher Nolan put so much effort into making, and rightly so. He made a spectacular film. Sure, it's not his best film. I mean, The Dark Knight is arguably his best film, but it's one of his best. And if he doesn't get an Oscar nomination, or the film doesn't, then that is just wrong. So that's the film review done. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.